Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into the ultimate strategic blueprint for conquering the Microsoft AB-210 certification exam. If you're looking to master exactly how to accelerate sales pipelines with AI and Dynamics 365, you are in the right place. We're going to break down the official study guide together and map out a really solid, structured roadmap for you.
But before we even get into the weeds, I want you to burn this number into your brain. 700. That is our target. A score of 700 or greater is the absolute magic number required to pass this exam. Now sure, Microsoft's 700-point scale is notoriously kind of mysterious in how it's actually calculated behind the scenes, but the goal remains the exact same. And it's a totally achievable goal if we just stick to a structured study plan.
Okay, let's dive into this. Our roadmap today is super straightforward. We're going to hit the exam rules and structure, the crucial Power Platform prerequisites, unpack those core domains and weights, and then wrap up with some final study resources. Right, starting with Section 1, Exam Rules and Structure. Because, it's absolutely vital to understand the rules of the game before you step onto the playing field. So here is a massive exam rule you cannot afford to ignore when studying. You might be wondering, what exactly are they going to test me on? Well, the rule of thumb is that most questions on the AB-210 exam cover features that are in general availability, or GA. However, and this is a big however, do not get caught off guard. The exam can totally contain questions on preview features, as long as those features are commonly used. So as you study, definitely pay close attention to those high-profile preview features in Dynamics 365 sales. Oh, and here's a quick logistical pro tip to keep in your back pocket. Microsoft actually offers accommodations for languages. If the exam isn't available in your preferred native language, you don't have to stress about translating it in your head on a strict timer. You can actually request an extra 30 minutes to complete the exam. It's a really fantastic accommodation that ensures you're being tested on your technical skills, not your reading speed in a second language.
Moving right along to Section 2, Crucial Power Platform Prerequisites. Basically, this is the toolkit we need to have under our belt before even thinking about taking the test.
You know what's really interesting here? This certification isn't just about the shiny new AI stuff. It's deeply rooted in the underlying infrastructure. Microsoft highly recommends having intermediate-level Microsoft Power Platform configuration skills first. You absolutely must have functional knowledge of interpreting an organization's sales processes and the whole seller experience. And honestly, this is non-negotiable. You have to know how to build and extend model-driven apps and how to build Power Automate cloud flows. If those concepts sound completely foreign, you're definitely going to want to brush up on them before diving into the AI-specific features. To put all of this into perspective, let's think about the ideal candidate, the audience profile. As an AB-210 candidate, your job is to design and configure AI-enhanced sales solutions. You are the bridge. You're translating raw business requirements into practical seller workflows using Copilot and agent capabilities. Essentially, you're working with sales, operations, and IT to align all these tools with real-world revenue goals and process optimizations across the entire lead-to-cash process. All right, that brings us to the main event, Section 3, Core Domains and Weights. This right here is the actual battlefield where you should be allocating the vast majority of your study time. So the exam is sliced up into 5 core skill areas, or domains, and these percentages tell us exactly where Microsoft places the most value. And this brilliantly illustrates our priorities. Extending and enhancing sales is important at 10 to 15%, sure, but look at the top. Developing deals by using intelligent opportunity research is the heavyweight champion here, making up a massive 25 to 30% of the entire exam. Let's zoom in on that heaviest weighted boss battle domain. Securing a quarter or more of your score here means you need to be an absolute expert in optimizing opportunity management. Because AI is currently best utilized for heavy data synthesis, mastering opportunity research is literally your fastest path to a passing score. You'll be tested heavily on setting up, configuring, and interpreting the actions of both the sales close agent and the sales research agent. You really need to know how to evaluate use cases for the research agent and how to analyze sales performance using the research canvas. Then, the next biggest slice of the pie is optimizing AI-driven sales, carrying a hefty 20 to 25% weight. This domain requires you to think strategically. You'll need to know how to design an AI-first sales strategy. That means deciding exactly how to augment seller workflows using Copilot and agents, and actually designing the sales data model right inside Dataverse. You'll also need to configure AI-powered intelligence, so think the sales accelerator, predictive scoring, and Copilot features like record summarization. Taking that into practical application, you'll also be tested on the actual preparation for deploying these powerful agents within that same AI-driven sales domain. The syllabus explicitly states we need to know how to configure the prerequisites for deploying agents, how to set up capacity, billing, and credits, because let's face it, cost matters, and ultimately how to monitor them once they are live. It's not just about knowing what the AI does, it's about knowing how to safely and effectively administer it from a business perspective. Moving down, we have two midweight domains, each sitting around 15 to 20%. Qualifying and prioritizing leads by using AI, and configuring Dynamics 365 Sales core features for AI. For the core features, you absolutely must know how to set up mailboxes, configure the timeline, and evaluate options for data import and export. On the lead qualification side, you need a really deep understanding of the sales qualification agent. Pay special attention to evaluating use cases for research-only mode versus research and engage mode, because interpreting these specific agent actions is a key skill they're going to measure.
The final domain is extending and enhancing sales, weighing in at 10 to 15%. This one basically ties the whole shebang together by testing your ability to deploy supporting apps and services. Think about the broader Microsoft ecosystem here. You'll be tested on deploying the Sales mobile app, setting up Teams calling, configuring an SMS channel, and expanding the footprint by creating Power Automate flows and embedding Power BI reports directly into the experience.
So now that we know exactly what's on the test, let's move to Section 4, Final Study Resources. We need to make sure we have the right tools to actually execute this blueprint. Of all the Microsoft Learn Paths, community support, and documentation out there, the crucial point is this. Please, do not skip the exam sandbox. The study guide explicitly links to an exam sandbox where you can explore the testing environment completely risk-free. It helps you get comfortable with the interface so that on test day, you are only focused on answering the questions, not figuring out how the software works. Quick aside for the veterans out there who might already be active in the ecosystem, if you already hold the Dynamics 365 Sales Functional Consultant Associate certification, the documentation notes that you are eligible to renew it if it's expiring within 6 months. So definitely keep an eye on those expiration dates. Don't lose the credentials you've already worked so hard for. Well, we've covered the rules, the prerequisites, and broken down those heavy-hitting domains of intelligent opportunity research and AI-driven sales optimization. We know exactly what Microsoft is looking for. So what does this all mean for you right now? I leave you with this final thought to ponder as you open up your materials. Are your Power Platform skills and your understanding of these advanced AI agents truly sharp enough to conquer that 700-point threshold? Take a hard look at your readiness against these domains. Trust the blueprint, and let's dive confidently into your preparation.